artichokes.
Yeah. How about useless with fresh artichokes?
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hmm. I'll get it open. Finished. Yeah.
Face nod, they charge. No, shit, I got a second viewer. Are you viewing me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it because I put my face on there?
No, I didn't know that until I put you on.
Mm-hmm.
We can try can help you out if you need to ask me any questions.
No, the big thing.
You know,
The big thing you could do is if you want to make an account and just follow me.
I have
Because it says 2 viewers, but I don't know if the one viewer is me and the stream manager. If so, then it's just me and you watching me play video games.
so
I know. It all starts out like this for people trying to stream. I know.
I've got it. I've got it.
I need a rogue. Didn't mean to go outside. Yard. So I have 2 quests. Just did it really early. I think I'm gonna change the hue on this ring light though. Gotta have enough to be seen. That's the important. God, that's you heard me clinking the tea and then like, oh, I have tea. Yes, it also has rye whiskey in it. So they call it tax.
Mm-hmm.
I forget where she said that he went there. I think she said north.
Welcome. I gotta go to the dead tree. Oh, and you see, like when I first walked into the town last night, I went to the dead tree. You'll see what I mean if you're watching. Tangles from the thin crooked bone. That size. The tug of her noose, the bloated purple flesh patches like moth-eaten linen bulges over the rope that's a splinter. The lifeless head folds forward, beneath from one side to the other. Feel yourself spreading out towards the hanging woman. Feel yourself being pulled down to some deeper consciousness in a space occupied only by you and the hanging woman. And when you open them again, she is staring at you with her eyes clouded in a milky fog, her body still swaying in the wind. And when you no longer feel from a tree that stands planted in a misty void.
Have you come here for me, dear?
What was that?
Or have you gotten lost? Ah,
Garrett.
it is both, I think. Yes?
Am I imagining?
No, I think not. A pity that. It would be simpler. A mercy, even. To not have to wander anymore, no? Alas, we are here, you and I. Wherever here may be.
I think I survived a Biawak. Maybe that's how you pronounce it.
Did you now, dear? My, that would be something, wouldn't it? Could be luck, could certainly be. A storm can be a careless thing. Or maybe it got its hands around your soul but couldn't pick it up. A soul can be heavy if it stayed in one piece through its time. Strong souls, we call them in the trade. Cold, I mean. Call them. Those days are all behind me, no? Me? I'll bore you to tears, though.
Oh, you.
And here I thought you'd come to visit me in particular. Caldara de Baranzi, of the Valian Royal Academy of Animantic Sciences. Not the greatest of their number, but I came here all the same because this was where help was needed.
What happened to you? She laughs, a raspy choke cackle escapes between rows of buttery yellow teeth, causing her body to bob up and down with each spasm.
Oh, come now. Such a question. As though the answer were plain as a rope tied for strangling. Allow an old dwarf her last bit of cheer. Well, I came where I was needed, didn't I? Offered my services to Lord Radric for a pittance. A humble pittance. I was to examine the Lord's wife, see why the gods have seen fit to poison her womb. Studied her for months, looked high and low for impurities, tested her valence, the permeability of her essence. Do you know what I found?
Tell me.
Nothing at all. A healthy woman, head to toe,
Yeah, that's
blessed with a beautiful soul. Such a sweet woman, too. Meek, but warm-hearted. A few months' time, and the lord of the house demanded answers.
You're fine.
For a
We got it.
time, I told him what he wanted to hear. Oh, yes, my lord. She is riddled with imbalances. I must have time to cure her. As the birth drew near, he grew impatient, as lords do. And this is where I've ended up.
That's an anime answer.
A student of the soul. Something so basic, yet so poorly understood. But so many breakthroughs have been made in my lifetime. Had been made. Had been. To hear the locals tell it, we're a gang of soul manglers that preys upon the weak-minded. And the worst of us are. But the best of us? The best? Inspirations, miracle workers. My parents were soul twins, miserable before they met, empty inside. It was an animancer who helped one find the other, turned their lives around. You wouldn't believe the stories. Amnesiacs helped to remember their lives. The suicidal brought back from the brink of oblivion. The elderly afforded extra moments to say their goodbyes. How soon we forget when we're afraid. It's a fascinating science. A fascinating time to be alive in a place like Deerwood that does not control the research, no? I love the Valian Republics for many things, but their recent caution will leave them behind, I fear. Of course, dear.
How are you able to speak to me?
Is that what we're doing? Perhaps it just seems that way. Perhaps it is the easiest way for your mind
What
to
was that?
make sense of it.
Yep.
I think it is a very good choice. The world looks a little different than it used to, is that it? Feels like you're noticing things for the first time that have always been there.
Yeah, there's some weird shit going on.
You have seen past the shroud. It only takes an instant. Your soul remembers, yes? Remembers how it sees when it leaves the body, like being reminded of a dream you had forgotten. You are a watcher now, and a watcher you will stay.
What's a watcher?
What indeed? Long hours have many animancers spent studying such things. Not I, oh, not I. I'll tell you what I know, though, since fair is fair, and here we are visiting, you and I, and it reminds me of better times. Souls pass on. Some say through Audra stones, which are the blood veins of the world. They leave the world for a time and are reborn into it, sometimes more than they were before, but usually less and seldom the same. For all souls there is a time where they do not live, yet have not passed on, and those a watcher sees, though, knows what to look for. And sometimes they know a person just by looking at them, know where they've been in ages past when their bodies were other bodies. See memories even their owner can't recall. A wonder to behold when all goes well, a wonder. Oh, nothing to be afraid of, I'm sure. It's just much to take in for some. Sometimes there's trouble sleeping or other difficulties.
She smiles at you reassuringly, fanning out a tuft of long whiskers that sprout from one of her cheeks.
You should see old Meerwald. He could tell you much more than I. A watcher just like you. Helped many in his day. Took up in an old keep no one would claim. Not far, not far. Kadnua, beyond the Black Meadow. He will welcome the company. Oh, yes, entropy. Rimagan's work. We know little of why or how. We lose pieces of ourselves. A very small few resist Rimergan's influence and stay together through some force of defiance, at least for a time. But they all succumb eventually, I think. Goodbye, my dear. It was lovely visiting.
Caldera closes her eyes and her head slumps forward over the noose, and your surroundings seem to bleed into your vision from an unknown place of waiting. Crucible of the soul. What the fuck is that? Oh, that's interesting. Alright, let's see. I don't want to do that because I'm not the wrong. Do more athletics, do more that. Three major categories: plus passive model. Support ability, single target ability, small number of target. So paladin ability, so I get to choose one. Down here. Pure conviction instills clarity of purpose in healing her for her and all allies, increasing accuracy and 30 portions of grace. First paladin movement hands, sharp piercing button, increasing the movement speed, disengagement defense. Sorcery. Yes.
17 and a half.
Journal. Travel to Kenya. Or other places to explore. You should go to the temple first. Explore the town to see if I find good stuff, and then sell the good stuff. For other good stuff. Alright, did this one. Go downstairs. Hopefully it's not a dungeon. His ground face, his gaunt fox-like aspect in his face is pale and damp with sweat. One arm is held loosely against his side, sleeve soaked with blood. He gives you an anxious glance as you near. His features twisted in pain. Better luck with what? The ones that couldn't get through their heads. God was dead. Oof. So there's dead things down here. If you can go down there, find their remains, maybe you can finally give them a proper burial. No small task. There's coin in it for you if you need motivating. I'm meant to be in and out, nice and quick. Not hurting anyone, it's just the word. Rhetoric's forbidden anyone having anything to do with the scattered gods. It'd be a little harder to explain to him later. I'll find them.
You'll find them.
Says, tell me to go talk to the one dude. Maybe if I could talk to the one dude, he'll join the party.